Hi, my name is Michael Johnson. I am the co-founder of TransactionHub along with Rachel Rankin, and we're going to do a quick video demonstration here, a little tour of TransactionHub and show you what we're about and what we are accomplishing here. As we all know, in the mortgage world, getting the needs list fulfilled quickly is of utmost importance. Unfortunately, that rarely happens. What happens is that the loan officer will take the mortgage application, give a pre-approval, and then send that file off to the processor or to their assistant. Hopefully that happens within a day or two. Sometimes it does take a little bit longer. And then from there, it can take the processor upwards of a week to go through the file and figure out exactly what documents are required by the borrower. That process can easily take 10 to 12 business days, and our process aims to shorten that drastically as far down as maybe even just 1 or 2 days, which is very possible, and we'll show you how. First of all, TransactionHub.com is our main website. Our login is right up here. We're going to log in as a loan officer, and we have a test account right here. Little note on security. We are a secure site, as you can see here with the HTTPS. Cloudflare, this is the company that hosts our security, and they manage security for us. They also manage security for MIT, for NASDAQ, for Cisco, just a lot of other very important companies. DigitalOcean, they also do their security. And I point this out because DigitalOcean is a hosting company, and they host our website. They have redundant sites around the globe, and they are using Cloudflare for their security. So both we and DigitalOcean use Cloudflare. Our payments are processed through Stripe. Stripe works with organizations like TED, like Google and Lyft, and a whole bunch of other ones we can see down here. Best Buy, Under Armour, Saks, Adidas, Target. So that's who we're using to process all of our subscription payments as well. Again, very secure site. So here we are logged in as a loan officer. Now, most of the functions are going to be driven through looking at either the borrowers or adding a new borrower. So if we were clicking on borrowers, we could see that right now we have Steve McQueen in here, and we can look at his file. We'll get back to this in a little bit, but in the meantime, we're going to add a borrower. So that's going to take us to this page. So we're going to say that this is a purchase. Is it new construction? Sure. Is there an HOA? Yeah, we'll say that there's an HOA on this one. Contract date on this one was last Thursday. We expect this to close by Friday because that's definitely possible in the world of mortgages. We're going to fund that on Friday. The contract signing date will be on Friday as well. Purchase price is $475,000 with a loan amount of $400,000. We're going to jump to the next page and fill in the borrower information. So this borrower is Ashley Giles. Her email address is such. We won't put in the phone number since it's not needed for this demonstration. And currently, let's say she lives at 9202 Driftwood Cove, and that's 98335, which is Gig Harbor, Washington, automatically populates. She's buying a property at 418 Sunset Drive in Golden, Colorado. And she has a co-borrower on this. That co-borrower's name is Michael Johnson. His email address is msjbco plus mj. Little Google email trick there where you can put in different email addresses but send them to the same place. Michael currently lives at 475 Garfield Street, 80206 in Denver. And subject property address is obviously the same. Click on next. It's going to ask us who the title company is here. We're going to say this is First Integrity with their Cherry Creek branch, and that is Kate Dennis. This is pre-populated. And we will say this is a real person. We'll just put in a test one here so she doesn't accidentally get an email. And then the real estate team on this one is Nikki Hyatt with Your Castle Real Estate. And her email address is msjbco at Nikki Hyatt at gmail.com. Oops. We'll just put a 01 in there. We did that for a different test. So now it's going to ask us how often do we want to send reminders for the documents that are required for the needs list that have not yet been fulfilled. So we're going to say every day because we need to get this loan closed soon. Now it's going to go to our pre-populated database of processors for your company, and we're going to choose Barbara Babel. If your company assigns processors a day or two later, then they can click this that says, please remind me in 24 hours to choose one, and they'll get a reminder notice for that. And then when they're done, it says you're all set, and they click submit. Now what happens here is everybody gets an email that this account has been created, and the borrowers will get a activation link to go into their account and start with their questionnaires. And I can see on my email here on my other screen that that email has already come through. So we're going to log out here, and we're going to log in as our other borrower, which would be Steve McQueen, which I showed you a little bit earlier. So if we were logging in as Steve McQueen, now this would be somebody that had already gone through the questionnaire and has already started uploading documents and whatnot. So the questionnaire, we've already filled that out for this person. It just says here that's already been completed. Now, the reason that we don't show you the questionnaire is it is kind of our secret sauce in terms of what those questions are. Obviously, once you're a client of ours, you'll see our whole list of questions and how that works. And if you have other questions that your company needs to ask specifically, we're happy to add these in here and make the needs list accommodate that as well. If they have questions on how to use the site, they'll click on this. They need to send an email out here from to maybe the processor, the assistant, or their loan officer. They can do that directly from the system. They can check out who the whole team is. So they'll see here who the loan officer is, who the assistant, processor, who the title company is, who the real estate team is as well. And again, they can send emails to any of those people directly from here. And then they'll be able to actually look into their sent email, which is their mailbox, and show what emails have been sent, what the content was, what the time and date stamp was on those as well. If there's any HOA docs that have been downloaded into their system, they can view those here. They can view their needs list. This is what they will need to be uploading here. And again, we just did it so that there was one answer here. There could be as much as 25 answers here in terms of different documents that are needed. Just depends on how they answer the questionnaire. But so here would be one that they've already uploaded. They can trash that and re-upload a different one if they needed to. They can view that from here, or they can view it from their doc box, which is this button here, and it'll show what document that they did upload. They can email that if they need to do that. You can see it's attached there. They can trash it, or they can take a look at it, and it would show up as a sample divorce decree upload. So we just created that as a sample. That's how that works. Now, again, if they've already uploaded 10 or 12 documents, it's going to show everything that they have uploaded already. And that doc box here, let me jump back in, is exactly what the loan team is also going to see, and they can download it, view it, trash it, email it from there as well. So from the dashboard, that's their main functionality. We're building in additional functionality expected to be up here in the next 4 weeks. We'll have a title doc box. We'll have a real estate doc box. We know that the relationship between the mortgage broker and the real estate agent is extremely important. And so we're creating tools in here for benchmarks and milestones to be notified, all parties be notified. Even if they're not a member, they can receive email notifications of here's where your client's loan is currently at and what's in process, what's next, et cetera, et cetera. So we want to help facilitate that relationship between your lenders and your mortgage brokers to keep that a real solid relationship. We understand how important that is. Rachel and I both come from the industry, her on the mortgage side, me on the real estate side. So our combined expertise and experience really helps with that. So we're going to log back in here as the loan officer. If we look into our borrowers, now we're going to see here's Ashley, who we just added a few moments ago, as well as Steve McQueen, who we were just looking at. Now the plus sign here means that there's an additional borrower. Click on that and it shows who the other borrower is on there and their contact information, their dashboard. If you click on the little eyeball, we'll go down to their dashboard, which, let me just jump back into that. We'll show what the signing dates are, expected dates, what the results of their questionnaire were, had they already taken it, what's in their doc box, what's in their HOA doc box if there's an HOA on that property. Down here, they can, the loan officer or whoever has access, the processor, the assistant, can go in and edit any of the contract details. Maybe it actually is not a new construction or there is not an HOA on here. They can change any of those, any of the dates, the prices, amounts, they can change, as well as any of the contact information or subject property information. Maybe there was a unit number that was incorrect. They can change that from there. So as we go back here, we're going to jump down to Steve McQueen. And again, we already looked at this dashboard from Steve's side. We're just looking at it from the lender side, and it's very, very similar. So it says here, has the questionnaire or is the needs list complete? Yeah, he's uploaded everything that was in there, so you can go into the needs list or the doc box, I'm sorry, and view their documents from there. Again, click on it and it'll pull up the PDF, which then you can download and send off. Now, we're currently working to build in integrations with the more popular LOSs like PC Lender and Compass and whatnot, so that you'll be able to move those documents straight from here, from the doc box, right into the LOS system. Make it very convenient. Take away a couple of steps so you don't have to download them to your desktop or to a folder and then re-upload again. They can just go straight from here to there, which is going to save a lot of time. Again, the other doc boxes will show up on here for the title doc box, which you'll be able to make your title docs request with a single button here. We should have that up and running within 2 to 3 weeks, where with one button, that just click that and automatically sends off all the pertinent details to the title officer for this project. And they can send all the documents directly back, and they'll actually have access to their own title doc box and be able to upload them directly to there. Now, with that access, they do not have access to the main doc box, which has the loan documents. Nobody has access to that without the password, and that's only granted to the borrowers and to the loan team, the people that need to know. Again, security is absolutely paramount. Also to note here, when you have a co-borrower situation, Ashley's account, her on the system, and Michael's account on the system are two totally separate accounts. They relate to the same property, but they are two separate accounts. Ashley does not get to see any of Michael's documents, and Michael does not get to see any of Ashley's documents. Now, if they're a married couple and they're sharing documents, they can put them into either both doc box or one doc box, and then the lender can sort them from there. But there's too many cases where the co-borrower might be a business partner or a family member, and they just don't have the need to know to see documents. So we keep those co-borrower situations as two totally different accounts that point to the same property. So that's pretty much it. Again, some of the same functions here. They can look at their processors from a lender point of view. They can add a processor if they need to, and then they'll always be able to choose that. The databases of processors is very specific to your company. So a processor for company A will not show up when somebody from company B is logged in and looking at the processor. Same with their assistant. They can view who their assistant is here. This is a little bit higher level, so if that needs to be changed out, they can edit it and put in a different one rather than just picking from a list, because typically not how an assistant works at a mortgage company. Here they can edit their subscription, come down into here. Maybe they need to put in a different credit card. So instead of that, it's this. And so they can put that in there. And as you can see, the name just starts changing. Again, this is a function of Stripe that we've integrated. And if you have any questions, just go over to stripe.com. For the most part, that's it. Again, we're building in a lot more integrations into the future. Again, the LOSs we're building in that we should have up inside of Q1 of 2017. The ability for you to retrieve the bank statements from your borrowers automatically. Borrowers will go through their permissions with our third-party integrated software we're using, and they give their permission, and now you as the lender can pull the bank statement. So that's a huge effort off of your processors to not have to go and chase those down. And then I think in Q2, we'll be delivering the ability to be able to pull tax statements or tax returns as well. So again, our job is to make your collection of the needs list happen as soon as possible. And if we can take that from 10 days down to 1 or 2 days, which is very possible here, then everybody benefits. So once the borrower or the lender sets up a new borrower, they get that email right away. So they know within just a few minutes of applying what documents that they need to upload. Again, maybe they've got student loans that weren't talked about during the application process, or an investment property in a different state with 2 investment partners on that. Those are all things that takes the processor days and days and days to discover, where now we can discover that literally on day one, and documents can start getting uploaded on day one. And that's very helpful, especially if your borrowers, maybe they haven't started looking at a property yet, or you're in a very hot market, and they can have a real legitimate pre-approval on day one, because they've already gotten their documents all uploaded and everybody's good to go. So we want to cut time off of your loans and save you guys a ton of time and money. And this is a way to do that. So please call us if you have any questions. You can go to TransactionHub.com and visit us there. You'll see a lot more about the product, and you can just obviously scroll to the bottom, and there'll be a contact us form as well. That comes directly to my inbox, so feel free to reach out to me there. We've got our phone number down here as well, so feel free to give us a call or reach out to Rachel, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year.